Hey, Mrparka here to review a new one from MVD. This came out a little bit ago. This is The Forbidden Zone. Any fan of cult films will be very familiar with this one, at least have heard of it. This is by Richard Elfman, who is brother of famous composer Danny Elfman. These guys are also part of a band called Oingo Boingo, which I have heard of many of times, but I'm not too familiar with their music. In fact, which is kind of a shame, this is the first experience I've had with Forbidden Zone. Forbidden Zone is definitely a cult film if there's ever been one. Something along the lines of the Rocky Horror Picture Show meets Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, or something just so weird. One of those movies that you have to see to believe. Pretty much one-of-a-kind film. Forbidden Zone on this release is in its original black and white version, and also the colorized version, which is also cool to check out. Has commentary, has a look into Forbidden Zone, has outtakes and deleted scenes, which I delved into, which are really fun. But I must say that I'm not the most qualified person to kind of tear apart and look into Forbidden Zone. I am very familiar with cult films, but like I said, this is the first time I've had a spin with this one, and hell, it was one crazy spin. Let me try to grasp what the film is about. Essentially, it's in some weird world that is completely its own, and this family, the Hercules family, which consists of a bunch of weirdos, move into this house, and below in their basement is a portal to the sixth dimension, the Forbidden Zone, which is ruled by this weird king and even weirder queen, played by Susan Tyrell of Nightmare Maker, Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, aka Night Warning, and of course Andy Warhol's Bad. She's tremendously great in this movie. I love her. She's really dominating in it, and kind of like a dominatrix, and has like snakes around her neck, a la Medusa. Really, really fun in this one. I can't think of the small person who plays the king. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I've seen him in other things as well. But also Danny Elfman plays Satan in this movie for people that want to take a peek in here. I'm sure that fans of this music fans of these guys' music have seen this. This movie basically got started because the Elfmans had like this kind of like theater show and music kind of traveling thing, and they wanted to do a movie of it and capture that. So they did it for their own personal use. They didn't do it to make money. So, and it shows. It is definitely a pet project, which is just completely insane. At points, it seems like a Three Stooges skit or something like that. One of the lead guys in here is from vaudeville, so you get a lot of these weird, funny kind of gags in here. But at points, it also is pretty perverse. So it's kind of just one of those oddball titles with lots of dancing and singing. I love the songs in the movie. Joe Spinell's in it, which was really fun to see, because Spinell is just always a presence when he's there, and he's great at it. But yeah, this is just a unique film that is perverse and weird and looks cool and is just one of a kind that you have to see for yourself. So if you like cult films like along the lines of the Rocky Horror Picture Show or Shock Treatment or Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, check this one out. I don't think you'll be disappointed, and I'm sure you guys have heard of this one years ago. Richard Elfman also went on to direct a really bizarre movie from Full Moon called Shrunken Heads, which is also kind of one of those ones you're like, I don't know how this got made or what the hell's going on. I know my friend Dustin Mills is also a fan of the Shrunken Heads. I haven't seen it in forever, but I remember seeing it as a kid thinking, what in the world is this? And Forbidden Zone is the definition of what in the world is this. An hour and 13-minute cartoon with perversity, singing, and dancing, and just a wild world of insanity. Great camera work in here at points, too. You see them get a lot of crazy stuff choreographed in one shot. But yeah, also cool animation coming in and out of here, which I also was a fan of. I like when they slide animation into movies. Yeah, but you have to see this yourself to believe it. But I'm Mrparka. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.
Just keep saying to yourself, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie that will have you living in the sixth dimension, moving in the wrong direction. A new fantasy, musical, comedy. The Forbidden zone.